one single thing, one little change could save you millions in insurance. The one thing that will almost immediately save you significantly on insurance is Hi everyone, it's Alex from Risk Academy. In this short video I wanted to talk about one single thing, one little change. It's a small change for you, it's a huge change for the industry, and you'll have to face a lot of excuses and resistance. But once you implement that change, that single small change could save you millions in insurance. And I'm talking about corporate insurance, obviously, the ones that costs millions to begin with. And how do I know that? Because that's exactly what we've done. Without even doing any kind of math, and I have other videos to talk about doing math for insurance purposes because we've done that as well. And that resulted in multi-million-dollar savings across different lines of insurance, different countries, different regions, different brokers, different underwriters, different reinsurance companies, and so on. The one thing that will almost immediately save you significantly on insurance is, instead of selecting a single broker and sending that broker to do the marketing exercise for you and to place your risk, figure out what are the markets that are available to your risk profile, the markets that are able to quote your type of risk, and then ask a number of brokers who are their friends, who are they friendly with. Now, every broker will say, oh, they're friends with everyone, but that's, of course, is bullshit. There's usually few better relationships across between the brokers and the underwriters. And because insurance, unfortunately, is such a personalized business, you do want to have the least intermediaries between you and the underwriter. So that means it has to be the local broker who knows the local underwriter. There's no point going for the global broker who can then contact their local representative office and then they know. That's just too much. It's too many layers, and you lose that connection that you want to get across. You lose the message, basically. The message that you want to get to the underwriters gets distorted. So instead of selecting a single broker, the dumbest thing I can possibly think of, and we've done that, and we've made our share of mistakes. The dumbest thing is to run a tender and then select a single broker and then send that broker to the market. That is literally the dumbest thing possible. No matter what all the brokers say, they're obviously protecting their business and they're lying to you. They're literally just lying to you to protect their business, to protect their unfair commissions. And what you want to do instead is you want to identify which markets are available, then open and transparently speak to the brokers, a number of decent brokers. You should already shortlist the ones that are knowledgeable and competent and strong in the specific type of risk. For example, when we were placing charter's liability or cargo or property damage or D&O, we knew which brokers were known for their expertise in those specific lines of insurance. So once you shortlist your brokers, you have a very transparent conversation with them saying, we're going to split the markets and you have a chance to select, your 3 or 4 or 5 underwriters that you want to be reserved for you. You're not going to be guaranteed the ones that you reserve because, probably most people will reserve the same company, or like all 5 brokers will reserve the same company. So one will have to get it, not everyone. But then we split the markets and we say anyone who is even suspected of foul play and touching different markets will be disqualified and blacklisted forever, immediately. So we've only had that twice, and when we investigated, it was a coincidence, like it was an incident. It wasn't on purpose. So I think brokers are smart enough to realize that they wouldn't risk blacklisting just to play dirty games. They would play dirty games if you don't tell them, by the way. And split the markets and then say, well, you're going to your 3 underwriters, you're going to your 3 underwriters, you're going to your 3 or 5 underwriters, and then may the best man win. Whoever brings the best deal is then selected as the winner. And the best deal is both the price and the quality of coverage, the options, and everything combined. It's not just the cheapest, that's just silly. We are saying we are comparing apples with apples. So it has to be top-notch quality insurance cover, good wording, best wording available, and fair price. Now, you would save even more if you knew what the fair price was, but we'll talk about that in a separate video because you have to do some math for that. But for what I've just described, this one single thing is basically what I'm trying to say is don't select the best broker to represent you before they do the marketing exercise. Select them after they've done the marketing exercise, they brought you the quotes, and then you can compare them and select the one that brought you the best quotes. Now, in my experience, we've done that a dozen times. And every single time it produced significantly better results than when we selected the single broker and went to the market. Significantly better results. And normally we would have 2 or 3, sometimes 4 brokers competing in the same space, divided clearly, subdividing the markets. Not always possible, because sometimes there are maybe 2 or 3 markets available. But truth be told, even when we had 3 markets available, we still split it between 2 brokers. So it's better to try and split than not to try it at all. So try it and tell me how it goes. I bet you will be amazed at how much money you save. And don't believe in all the lies and all the bullshit that the brokers will tell you about how the market is concentrated and how it's going to ruin the competition. It's all a lie. It's basically an elaborate lie to just get more money from you, get higher fees and so on. So don't believe the brokers. Try it and see for yourself. We've tried it once. We've never wanted to go back to a single broker representation. Thank you.